day 2 of the World Masters Games, and on the line from Sydney I've got Emma Catford. Emma, how are you?
I am as top of the world, Simon, after just having left the opening ceremony of the 5th World Masters Games, Sydney 2009. We just had it thrown down our throats for the last 4 hours, but we've had a great time. It's been lots of fun, and we got to march out into Homebush, where all the Olympians once stood, and bopped away to various old 80s bands and daggy music.
And Leo Sayer and John Paul Young were a part of those daggy music, so obviously a big turnout for that.
Yes, no, Paul Young was a hot favourite, was a cried favourite, had everyone dancing in the aisles, and brought on, a big locomotion train that swept around the stadium. So that was kind of fun. And we joined on the back of that in order for me to get away from the Uruguayan squash-playing stripper.
And you've met a couple of interesting characters by the sounds.
Yes. You never know who you're going to meet, what opportunities are going to be put in front of you. And so I very nearly could have gone home with at least a number, if not not the actual genuine item of a guy from Uruguay. He's one of 4 from the country that have come over to compete in squash, and he's made his semi-finals, and he was telling me how I shouldn't wear heels because I would be taller than him, and that wouldn't be good, but that he was a stripper by day, so he would be able to entertain me if I liked.
And you managed to walk him just in front of the rugby crowd, which must have been a bit of an event.
Yes. So he's being inducted into Australiana, and all of the corny and the good stuff that we've got going on here, as well as the rugby players. There was a large contingent of them. Being the only single Richmond member here, everyone is quite keen to palm me off onto various unexpected males.
Lucky you. Well, we've got you on the train, so you're heading on your way back for competition tomorrow, but we'll give it a bit of an update of what happened today. We had 3 races which were represented today. The first with women's C double scull, with Caroline Manning in one opposite crew, and also Geraldine Goss team up with Peter Carroll from Powerhouse. Now they came second in their respective heats and through to the semi-finals. We didn't progress further than that, but obviously Jerry's been a bit of a standout as far as we're concerned.
Yes, both of them have done amazingly well. I mean, this is Jerry's probably first or maybe second year of competitive rowing. Only having learnt to row a few years ago, so she's really blitzed us and blown us away, and hopefully herself too, and proven what she can do. And Carolyn too, she's been training really hard leading up to the games, so both of them have done really well to get through to the semi-finals at this level. Competition's really tough, and it's fairly cutthroat to get into things like semis and then in turn into finals. So it was only the first 2 through from 13 heats that they had. So, we're really proud to have them out on the water wearing black and gold. And
the second race, obviously, we're involved with was both yourself with the Richmond quad and also Caroline Manning, who was in an international quad, if you like, with 2 Germans and a lady from Denmark. So they did quite well, winning the heats, and you guys unfortunately missed out, coming third by 0.61 of a second. So must have been a great race.
It was pretty tough. We really fought to try and get in as second, but unfortunately we didn't quite get over the line in time. So we were pretty disappointed with that, but a bit of retail therapy and a few, words of wisdom to one another later, we're feeling a bit better.
That's good. And Caroline did really well in the final. She went on to claim silver, just behind the Melbourne University composite crew, but beating the Toughen Up Princesses, who's had all the stars in it. So she's done extremely well in the final there.
Yeah, it's great. And really nice thing, I guess, to row with some internationals. You never know who you're going to get. So she was lucky and well-deserved to come second.
Fantastic. And you guys have got a day off tomorrow, and it's the first time the boys have been mentioned tomorrow, and they're on at 8 o'clock with Melbourne University and the composite crew in the quad scull, men's B quad scull. How are they feeling about that?
Well, they controlled themselves on the beer consumption tonight, so we think they mean business tomorrow morning. So I think they're looking forward to actually finally getting out in the water. Dennis's legs are sore just from walking around, so we'll see what happens tomorrow morning. Hopefully they've got good weather. It was pretty wet up here today, but tomorrow looks to be better weather, and hopefully it's nice and calm out on the lake.
Fantastic. So a bit of a rest day for you, and the only other person we've got rowing again is Caroline Manning in the women's C8 with the Melbourne Composite. So she'll obviously be racing quite hard to do well there as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, Caroline, at the form that she's going on at the moment, should have another good race tomorrow. And we wish her lots of luck with that. And we'll be cheering from the sidelines. Great.
Well, good to speak to you. Enjoy the rest of your trip back to your digs there at Penrith, and we'll catch up with you at the same time tomorrow.
Sounds great. Thanks for the call, Simon, and hello to everyone in Richmond.
Great. Speak to you soon.
See you later. Bye.